Okay, guys, let's go to section 141, talking about eligibility and qualifications for becoming appointed as an auditor. But along with eligibility and qualifications, we are going to emphasize the most on disqualifications. Now, talking about eligibility and qualifications, see, I'll show it to you over here. When I talk about eligibility, it's simple. If you are an individual, only a practicing chartered accountant can be appointed as an auditor. Point number one. If you are a partnership firm, in that case, the condition is majority of the partners in your partnership firm should be chartered accountants. And if you are an LLP, in that case, the condition is only those partners of the LLP who are chartered accountants can act on behalf of the firm. Others will not be allowed. Understood? That is your basic eligibility requirement or eligibility criteria with respect to being appointed or reappointed as an auditor. Pretty easy, it seems, right? Now it seems pretty easy, because when I see this theory, I feel like, sir, what is this? Again, so much to read? No. What to read, I have highlighted for you. Read only what is highlighted if you want to understand the concept first. Other matters, others are just words around the important concepts which help you to frame sentences in English. Same thing I have converted over here in this diagram over here. You can note this diagram also. Understood? Now, I'll show you the diagram again to copy afterwards. Let us read what is highlighted. First, starting with the first point over here. What does it say? It says, for talking about a person who is eligible to be appointed as chartered accountant, eligible only if he is a chartered accountant. In case of firm, what they are saying, firm where majority of the partners are practicing chartered accountants in India, they are qualified. A third, in case of LLP, they are saying only the partners who are chartered accountants are qualified. Sir, isn't that the same thing which you told us in the diagram? Of course, it is the same thing which I gave you in the diagram. Same thing. Just try to make it a little bit easier for you. Can you do that on your own also? Of course, yes. Is this some rocket science which I did? No, sir. It's very easy, right? Okay. Then talk about the next point. They are saying the following people will not be eligible. Oh, so here in this point, they are talking about disqualifications. What are they talking about? Disqualifications from being appointed as an auditor. Who cannot be appointed? Very easy points are there. Pay attention starting from the first one. A body corporate can never be appointed as an auditor. You are a company. A company cannot be appointed. A body corporate cannot be appointed as an auditor. He is disqualified. Second, if you are an officer or employee of the company, you are individual chartered accountant, but you are an officer or employee of a company, you cannot be appointed as auditor of that company. A person who is a partner or in employment of the officer or employee of the company, which you are related to that officer or employee, you are indirectly related to the company, even you are disqualified. A person who is a relative or a partner, here we are talking about a relative or a partner of whom, sir? Pay attention. Look here, highlight it again. What is this provision for? A relative or a partner, they are saying is holding any security. Sir, if you are holding any security or any interest in the company or in its a subsidiary company, in that case, the provision says you are disqualified. Second, they are saying if the value of security is not more than 1,000 rupees, then there is no problem. Materiality is also something. No? Up to 1,000 rupees face value, no problem. It's all right. It's all right. That will not affect the decisions making authority of the auditor. Then they are saying if you are holding any below that, if you are indebted to the company, you have to pay something to the company. The company has money receivable from you. Up to how much? Up to rupees. They have said as may be prescribed. I will tell you what is prescribed. Prescribed is 5 lakh rupees. This is for relative. If your relative is indebted to the company for amount of more than 5 lakhs, you are disqualified. Again, if your relative has given any guarantee or provided any security with respect to indebtedness of any third person, then also the amount they have given over here is 1 lakh, and if you cross this limit, you will be disqualified. Your relative crosses the limit of 1 lakh of guarantee security given for a third person, you will be disqualified because it's your relative. Okay, understood? It can affect the decision making power. Then they are saying any person or a firm who is directly or indirectly having a business relationship with the company. You are already having some business relationship with the company, in the holding companies, associate company, subsidiary company, anybody. Which means what? Which means you are an interested party in that, with that company. You cannot be appointed as auditor as a person. A person whose relative is a director or relative is in employment of the company, you cannot be appointed. See, naturally your independence is going to get affected. All these points, if you understand what are the points, all the points are only talking about such provisions where as an auditor, your independence is going to get affected. As an auditor, your independence is going to get affected. Understood? Yes. Then the provision says, a person who is in full-time employment. A person who is in full-time employment elsewhere. If you are full-time in employment somewhere else, how can you be appointed as an auditor at my place? Do you have that much of time? No, sir. Even if you are an auditor who is holding audits of more than 20 companies, you are disqualified. How many more companies do you want? Stop being greedy. Give others some chance. Let others also do audit. There are so many chartered accountants waiting for work, right? Yes, of course, sir. Create job opportunity. One person holding 100 clients and the other not having anybody. That should not be there. Maximum 20 you can hold. They are saying, if as an auditor, you have been convicted by the court for doing any kind of offense where fraud is involved. In that case, unless and until 10 years have not elapsed from the date of the conviction of the court, 10 years have not elapsed, till that time you will not be eligible to be appointed as auditor. So today, if the court has passed order, from today, you are disqualified for 10 years minimum. Understood? For what? For fraud. For fraud that you have done as an auditor. Next provision, they are saying a person who is directly or indirectly rendering any service referred under section 144, you are disqualified. Now, sir, what is 144? 144 talks about certain list of certain items, certain type of services that an auditor cannot provide to the company. So what are those services? I will tell you in the next video immediately. First, I will take 144. So your connection will be there. Don't worry about that. Okay. Where a person appointed as an auditor, he incurs any of the disqualification which we stated above. After getting appointed, he incurred. They are saying you will have to get out. You will have to immediately vacate your office as an auditor of the company. And the moment you vacate your office as an auditor of the company, what you will do? The moment you vacate your office as an auditor of the company, it will be treated as a casual vacancy created. And how to fill the casual vacancy? My dear students, are you not already aware? Have you already done the provision of casual vacancy in the first section that we did, 139 itself? Yes? Fantastic it is then. Yes or no? Fantastic it is then. There is nothing more to look forward in this section. Pretty easy. Eligibility, qualification is easy. Individual CA, partnership for majority should be CA. LLP, only those who are CA are allowed, and others are disqualifications. Clear, understood? If you are attracting disqualification, get out. That is vacate the office of the auditor, and it is treated as casual vacancy where the board of directors will fill the casual vacancy. If you are a normal company, CAG will fill the casual vacancy if you are a government company. Easy enough? Sure? Please go through the provisions. They are on the screen. Done, guys? Everybody finished? Mark them, note them, and then we go on to the next section.